Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am Austin Elsler, the co-king of the Queendom of Nyx. Today, I'd like to discuss to you about why was the Queendom of Nyx founded. Why would anyone found their own nation? Why would three ordinary people decide to build something as ambitious as the Queendom of Nyx? The answer is simple. Because we believed things could be done differently, and instead of just talking about it, we decided to build something of our own. Before Nyx ever existed, there was frustration with the modern way of life. Watching families work longer and harder just to stay afloat. Watching parents spend more time working than with their children. Watching people live paycheck to paycheck under systems that seemed designed to keep them exhausted. Watching life become the same routine every day. Wake up, work, pay bills, repeat. To us, that wasn't enough. We believed life could be more than surviving the status quo. There were also growing frustrations with the government itself. Increasing taxation, government overreach, expanding regulation, executive power affecting everyday life. Whether people agree or disagree politically, those realities help shape our view that existing systems were not serving everyone the way they should. And if we wanted something different, we would have to build it ourselves. But frustration alone does not build a nation. Inspiration does. For us, one of the greatest inspirations was the Principality of Sealand. Regardless of what others may think of it, we saw Sealand as proof that people could attempt to build something outside conventional expectations. That idea mattered to us. It showed us the nation building was not just a theory. It was possible. Even before Nyx, there had been earlier ideas. One of those was an old concept known as the United Provinces of Kentucky, an early attempt to imagine an alternative political and societal model. That idea eventually faded after high school graduation. But the desire behind it never fully disappeared. Then 3 years after high school graduation, 3 friends reunited, and the conversation returned. What if we actually did it? What if we stopped talking about the kind of nation we wished existed and started building it ourselves? So in 2017, the Queendom of Nyx was founded. Nyx was not founded merely to oppose something. It was founded to create something, a nation designed around different principles. A place where people could one day have reduced financial burdens, no mandatory taxation, no more time with family, shorter work expectations, greater self-sufficiency, community-centered living, housing, and opportunity for those in need. Nyx was founded to pursue a different model of society, but Nyx was never meant to be generic. It was meant to be unique. That is why Nyx was built with its own distinct cultural vision, a Greek-inspired steampunk-influenced nation. Not simply another political project, but a nation with its own identity, aesthetics, philosophy, and culture. So why was the Queendom of Nyx founded? Because 3 people believed the world could be built differently. Because they were dissatisfied with simply accepting the status quo. Because they believed in creating something better and chose to try. That is why Nyx exists. And that is why we continue building it today. But when people hear about the Queendom of Nyx, they often assume one thing. That we're trying to declare independence overnight and become a country immediately. That's not what we're doing, and that's not how it works. Nyx is not an overnight project. It's a long-term nation-building effort built in phases. In the past, Nyx was sometimes described as an independence movement. But that idea doesn't fully represent what we're actually doing, because independence is not the first step in building a nation. Foundation is. Before borders, before recognition, before anything else, a nation needs people, land, structure, sustainability. That's what Nyx is focused on. Right now, Nyx is what you can call its earliest phase. Think of it like being on a journey before settlement. Preparing, organizing, planning, and building the system before the physical expansion begins. Like Jamestown. Now, not a finished nation, but a nation in formation. The first real goal for Nyx is not global recognition. That was our earliest mistakes when we first started. We want to be recognized by the planet. Well, guess what? It don't work that way. And we found that out the hard way, unfortunately. And it took us too long to get out of that trend. It's something much more grounded. That is our first real goal. To establish a real physical community. A multi-family homestead complex. A place where multiple households live, work, and build together under a shared system. This is where Nyx becomes tangible. That community is designed to be agricultural, self-sufficient, family-centered, economically productive with food production, water systems, energy solutions, housing development, small industries, local retail and trade. Not a massive city, but a functioning, sustainable settlement. Instead of trying to claim a large amount of land all at once, Nyx builds from the ground up. One property, one household, one system at a time. Growing into a larger community, and eventually, potentially, multiple communities. Each step builds legitimacy through reality, not just declaration. Nyx is not trying to become a global superpower. That's not the goal. The goal is to build something stable, lasting, and meaningful. A place where families have more time together, people are not overwhelmed by financial pressure, communities support one another, and future generations inherit something real. Something that lasts beyond the founders. Success for Nyx is not measured by size, it's measured by sustainability, by community, by whether what we build can last. If Nyx becomes a strong, self-sufficient, multi-family community, that alone is success. Anything beyond that is growth. Nyx isn't trying to skip steps. It's building them from people to property to community to nation. That is what Nyx is really about. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the topic of the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was educational, I hope it was inspirational, and I hope it'll let you know what we tend to do in the Queendom of Nyx. Hope you all have a wonderful time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and all that stuff. That way you can help support the channel. Look up our Patreon, Facebook, social medias and stuff. That way you can support us. And that way we can build up the multifamily complex village that we're trying to make for the Queendom. That way we can have our first city, which will either be just another first city, or it could be potentially a capital city for the Queendom of Nyx. We don't know yet. We already have names for at least 2 cities whenever we start building a city, right? So, yeah. So, if you want to support us, description's below. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on our website and such. And if you want to become a citizen, send us an email and we'll let you know if you're approved or not. We'll look into it. We'll have interviews and such. So hope y'all have a good one, and and see y'all later. Ave Rex, Vivat Regum. Have a good day.
In the darkest of nights, in the coldest of days, it's our comfort. In the dark of night, the winds of change our night. Our freedom is a nation, just we fight for freedom and justice.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx. We rise, we march, we fight, we live. Rise, Queendom of Nyx. United we stand, divided we fall.
In the darkest of nights, in the coldest of days, it's our comfort. In the dark of night, the winds of change our night. Our freedom is a match.